so well. I was helping her out of bed and she peed. On me. Did you catch any? No. She dropped her gaze to study her shiny new dance goes. It's okay. We'll get that sample, Terri sighed. Why don't you go get changed and grab something to eat? You still want to be a doctor, right? Slow nod. They'd both had a long day and she couldn't run the kid too hard. Get your patient some juice and then sit down and talk. Eventually your new friend will pee. 10 minutes into the walk and beads of sweat dripped down her back. The city seemed subdued, as if all of Sacramento was considering a siesta. Even on 16th Street, the traffic seemed to only inch along. Terri longed to go back to the cool shower she'd raced through, or at least her living room with the AC blasting. After another 12-hour day, kicking her feet up on the sofa for a Netflix binge sounded perfect. Instead, ballroom dancing. She crossed to the intersection, her tank top already sticking to her damp skin, and angled toward a blinking neon sign advertising the pub with a giant bottle of beer. The dance studio next door had a more subtle sign. Terri! Julia, Reed's fiancé, waved as she hurried up the sidewalk. I'd give you a hug, but it's too hot. No joke. When is July going to be over? Of course, August wouldn't be any better. At this rate, the heat would last until the pumpkin spice lattes appeared. You look fabulous. New skirt? Julia nodded. I told Reed I'd wear something to distract her. She's been stressing all week about this. And I don't know what she said to get you here, but thank you. This is probably good for me. I keep saying I need to get out more, but then I come home and take my shoes off and the rest of the night is history. Maybe you'll meet someone tonight. While waltzing? Highly unlikely. She'd given up on randomly meeting anyone. She'd also given up on her online prospects. Once she'd settled on being happily single, re-entry in the dating world seemed more hassle than it was worth. If we get Reed through this dance class, I'll call the evening a win. We'll both call it a win, Julia agreed. I told her that a wedding dance was no big deal, but she insisted we needed a class. Then, after we were signed up, she started worrying that everyone else would be straight. I don't think it's the straight people she has to worry about. Have you seen her dance? I have, Julia frowned. She has many, many other talents. They stepped inside, and a wall of delicious, icy air greeted them. Terri took a moment to adjust to the dim lighting. If only they could spend the rest of the evening here. Mo and Kate said they might come, but then they both had work commitments tonight. Julia scanned the crowd. Reed did manage to convince one of her residents. She asked a resident? Her name's Sam. Reed says she's family, but that's all I know. Oh, there's Reed. Julia gave a soft moan. Sometimes I don't know how I got so lucky. Terri would have teased her for the moan, but she was stuck on the detail that Reed had invited a resident. No amount of air conditioning could make her interested in small talk with a resident. Later, she'd give Reed a hard time for not warning her. Reed pushed her Clark Kent glasses up on her nose and headed their way. In a few strides, she'd passed the other tables to wrap her arms around Julia. The two shared a big kiss, seemingly uncaring of any onlookers. Tall, slightly nerdy, and enough of a butch to make her irresistible, Reed was a polar opposite to Julia, who fit the bill of a curvy, fashionable femme with an extrovert's ability to win over anyone, but they were a perfect couple. After another deep kiss, Terri cleared her throat. All right, you two lovebirds, save it for the wedding. Reed pulled back. She at least had the decency to look extremely satisfied with her luck in love. I brought you a surprise, Reed said. Terri cocked her head. You brought me a surprise? Think of it as the cherry on top. You're going to hate me at first for it, but then I know you're going to thank me later. Okay, now I'm worried. You probably should be. I've never tried matchmaking. Oh, no. In 1 second, it clicked. The resident. Reed, please say you didn't. But I did, Reed grinned, clearly pleased with herself. Terri wanted to grab Reed by her tie and pull her out of the pub to give her a piece of her mind. Sure, plenty of attendings dated residents, even if it was hardly discouraged. The problem was her history. It simply couldn't happen again. She had no time to argue. Reed started to their table with Julia's hand locked in hers and